In early 2024, a Korean horror film called Exuma, or The Devil's Deal, shook up audiences in Asia. One of its main characters, played by actress Kim Go-yoon, was a shaman who calmed angry spirits and uncovered secrets buried with the dead. The movie became a hit, but more importantly, it opened people's eyes to a powerful, mysterious religion that has lived quietly in Korean society for thousands of years. Korean Shamanism. Korean shamanism, called Muism or gut, is one of the oldest spiritual traditions on the Korean peninsula. It's older than Buddhism, older than Christianity, and older than Confucianism. Shamans, known as Mudang, are believed to communicate directly with spirits, gods, and ancestors. In brightly colored robes, they dance, sing, chant, and even walk barefoot across sharp blades, all to invite spirits to speak through them. They serve as the bridge between heaven and earth. The gods they worship, not just one. There are mountain gods, dragon kings, old grandmothers, and powerful ancestral spirits. Their shrines are often filled with candles, incense, Buddha statues, and local guardian deities, mixing old traditions with newer religions. In a country where over 50% of people say they have no religion, shamanism is booming, especially among the young. Why? Because life in modern Korea is tough. Sky-high housing prices, fierce competition for jobs, crushing pressure to succeed. So, when therapy feels too taboo or expensive, many young Koreans turn to shamans instead. A 30 to 60-minute session costs about 100,000 won, roughly $70. And in return, people receive spiritual advice about love, careers, dreams, and even bad luck. In fact, Google searches for words like Mudang and fortune have doubled in the last 5 years. Meet Lee Kyung-haeon, a 29-year-old shaman who goes by her online name E.G. Senyeon, which means little fairy. Her shrine looks like one from centuries ago. Candles, statues, incense. But her approach is fully modern. She started sharing her rituals, spiritual teachings, and Q&A sessions on social media in 2019. And now, she has more than 300,000 followers. She answers questions about love, dreams, and bad energy. Some of her clients are Buddhists. Some are Christians. She says, even a Christian might want help understanding a nightmare. She doesn't claim to tell people what to do, only to guide them like a wise friend or family member would. Believe it or not, Korean shamans have been connected to the very top of power. In 2016, a massive political scandal shocked South Korea. Then President Park Geun-hye was revealed to have taken advice from her mysterious best friend, Choi Soon-sil, a woman with deep ties to shamanistic rituals. People began asking, was the president being spiritually manipulated? And in April 2024, even the producer behind K-pop group, NewJeans, Min Hee-jin, admitted in a press conference that she had once sought a shaman's advice about her business, just to calm her heart. But not everything in the shaman world is light and healing. Since there is no government regulation of shamans in Korea, fraud is a serious problem. Some fake shamans charge huge amounts or manipulate vulnerable people. In February 2025, one 66-year-old shaman was sentenced to 4 years in prison for scamming a client out of over $200,000 won. Still, many defend the practice. Religious expert Kim Dong-kyu says that shamans have always acted like therapists, listening, comforting, and offering peace to troubled minds. A 2022 study in the journal BMC Psychiatry found that many Koreans avoid real mental health treatment due to stigma, and instead turn to religion, including shamanism, for help. There is the strange and unsettling story of South Korea's Iron Curse. A tale of war, feng shui, buried secrets, and one nation's centuries-long struggle to reclaim its destiny. The year is 1926. Korea, then under Japanese colonial rule, sees the rise of a new building, massive, modern, and placed with chilling precision. This was the Japanese Governor General's office, built right in front of Gyeongbokgung Palace in Seoul, Korea's historic royal palace. But this wasn't just architecture. According to feng shui experts, it was a blow to Korea's dragon vein, a term used in geomancy to describe the spiritual lifeline of the land. The building blocked the palace's southern energy gate, Gwanghwamun, cutting off the vital flow of ki, or life energy. Some even say that under the building's foundation, the Japanese secretly drove a giant lead spike into the earth. Lead, a toxic metal, was believed to poison the land's energy. This act wasn't just symbolic. It was seen as a dark spell, cast to weaken Korea's fortune for generations. And it didn't stop there. After Korea's annexation in 1910, the Japanese are said to have buried hundreds of iron stakes, called lockdragon nails, across the peninsula. From Mount Baekdu in the north to Mount Jiri in the south, these stakes were planted in places believed to hold spiritual power. Why? To suppress Korea's national energy and ensure colonial control. More than 300 of these stakes have been removed since the 1980s, but many believe dozens still lie hidden in remote hills. Now we turn to Korea's modern era. Since the founding of the Republic of Korea in 1948, the nation's presidents have faced an eerie pattern of misfortune. Out of 19 presidents, 13 faced impeachment, exile, prison, or even death. Locals call it the curse of the Blue House. Cheong Wa Dae, the former presidential palace located just behind Gyeongbokgung. Feng shui masters say the palace sits on an unlucky site, surrounded by harsh rocky hills and broken dragon veins. They claim it leaks the very energy meant to empower the nation's leader. And so, when President Yoon Suk-yeol moved his office to a new location in 2022, many saw it not as a political move, but as a desperate attempt to escape the curse. So why is this ancient religion surviving, and even thriving, in 2025? 'Cause even in a land of skyscrapers, AI, and K-dramas, the human heart hasn't changed. We still dream. We still fear. We still wonder what the future holds. And sometimes, we long for someone, or something to tell us, it's going to be okay.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share it, because some stories are meant to be discovered together. And stay curious. I'll see you in the next chapter.